Wow, that came up pretty fast.
You said it was taking longer than usual.
Well, it was, and then I kind of sat back to relax, and then all of a sudden, I heard that final...
The intro music was over.
Yeah, when the bow goes, whoop, whoop.
Brown. Whoop. Oh, good. It's going to be one of those days.
Look, if
Kristina's doing the sound effects and the hand gestures over there.
If it's like that, it started like that well before I got here. It's not just now.
I need a moment to pick the hair and lint off of my microphone.
Okay.
Before I
have to just screw something up for a minute.
How did you screw? That's not screwed up.
Well, I there should be something going wrong.
Our door's open. That's not right.
Oh my gosh.
I'm gonna go fix that.
That's right.
Hold on.
Yeah, we're just not gonna feel right until we get the door shut. Ha! Now I feel. Now I feel good.
How do you feel now?
I feel like back to the womb.
I think we're okay now.
Yeah.
Okay.
We're back in the...
No one can see us.
We're in radio womb. The radio womb.
Radio womb. Hey, y'all.
Good morning.
Welcome to 11th Hour Radio.
And a fine morning it is.
It's cold, actually.
In a nice way.
No.
Yes.
There's no nice way to be cold.
Yes. If you have a nice coat, a nice spring coat, and you have a skip in your step, and you have your sneakers on for the first time all year.
I do see that you have your sneakers on.
Yeah.
I regressed and put on the big clumpy sorels this morning.
Yeah, you don't need to be wearing sorels today. I'm sorry.
You do at my house.
Not in South Royalton. There's pavement here.
I don't live in South Royalton. I know, this is weird. This is down here in the city.
You're gonna look like a country hick out on the streets of South Royalton.
Oh, man.
But I guess you can deal with that. You've dealt with it before.
I deal with that every day.
Yeah, you hick.
You are up higher and hickier than me, technically.
What qualifies you to be a hick?
You live next to pigs.
Oh, that's a low blow. that is okay. Oh, well, that would lead me to one of my topics, which is not actually pigs, but I have a new neighbor on my road. And, I've been driving by, and you know how when you get a new neighbor, you sort of look and you try to figure stuff out about them just by looking at, for example, what's in their yard.
Yes.
So, but they have a flagpole, and they have an American flag, which is cool. And but underneath it, they have this other flag. And I never really thought a lot about it. I thought maybe it was Canadian or something. I mean, I know it's not the Canadian flag, but I just didn't stop to think about it. Until my friend yesterday said, "Oh, did you notice your neighbors have that weird kind of a flag?" And I said, "What weird kind of a flag?" And he said, "It's kind of a Take Back Vermont kind of a flag."
Oh, is it the one with the little snake?
Yeah, it's the don't tread on me kind of thing.
Oh, I'm a little worried about your new neighbors.
Well, it has I looked it up, and that flag has a name.
Is it the Republic, the whatever Republic?
It's called the Gadsden flag. It has the snake poised to strike. And
is that specific to Vermont?
No, I don't think so.
No, it's not.
No, but it's become sort of a symbol for birthers and Tea Partiers and Ron Paul supporters. And, well, I like some things about Ron Paul. I'm not putting him down, but I'm just sort of stating the facts. It's kind of a right-winger thing.
So your new neighbor...
They're flying the flag proudly.
Flags.
I'm just taking note. I'm just observing because it's a big wide world with all kinds of people in it. So so that's what's going on my road. My road is not as muddy as it usually is.
I know. I could maybe even come and visit you.
Yeah, what's the deal with that? I just don't understand the logic of mud season at all, and I'm not even going to try to analyze it this year. Not at all. I'm not even going to try.
The logic of mud season?
Like why on a particular year it's really bad. Although it was bad in the winter, like during this winter when we had thaws, it was horrendous.
I don't know why that. Yeah, okay, I understand.
Maybe, I am going to analyze it for a minute, maybe when you have multiple mud seasons, then the last one is not the worst.
I think it creates layers. Multiples. It creates layers of mud layers that you have to kind of melt back through.
That's scientific. I love your science mind.
I know.
It's kind of like space. It's kind of empty.
There was a Facebook quiz that I took last night. I don't know why I took it. I had 1,000 other things to do, but I randomly took it, and it was like, we can guess your education by these 16 simple questions.
Uh-oh.
And they were so ridiculous, like so easy. And they were multiple choice too. You only had 3 choices. And it was the dumbest thing I've ever heard. It was like,
yeah, but
who was the fourth president of the United States? And then it was like Bill Clinton, James Madison, George Washington. And I was like, you'd have to be some kind of idiot.
Yeah.
Even if you didn't know,
yeah,
you'd have to be such an idiot to get that wrong. And that had to probably been the hardest question on there.
Wow.
And then it told me that I was a PhD. I'm like, what? Who's making these up?
I think
what the hell?
I think that is true about you, but maybe they say that to everybody to make them feel good.
Well, if you get 100% on that test, I think they have to say that. But what's with those questions?
It's a feel-good experience, first of all, so you'll come back and you'll do more quizzes because you got a positive feedback from it.
Which is the biggest planet in the solar system, Kristina?
Jupiter.
Yeah, of course it's Jupiter, but the question...
Seriously,
the multiple choice was like Jupiter, the Earth, or like the Moon, or something stupid like that.
Somebody might not know it, I don't know. But I don't think you'd have to be a PhD to know that one.
It was just, I'm sorry, it was just the dumbest thing I've ever read.
Yeah. You understand, though, what those things are and why I never click on them. I never click on a quiz like that.
I'm sure they just send bad things to your...
Yeah, they I don't know how they do it, but they get information about you. You know, maybe somehow they're getting information that Facebook has accrued, and they get to share it.
Yeah,
I
don't know.
Because now it's this total surveillance state, and they know everything about us. It was very clever to how they created it.
I know.
And sucked us all in, down into the whirlpool, the vortex of control.
I just found it silly that people were sharing this quiz on Facebook, being like, "Oh my God, it thinks I have a PhD."
Because it makes you feel so good.
It didn't make me feel so good. It made me feel really worried about the intelligence level of all the people everywhere. I mean, I was already worried about that, but
that's what I think you already were worried about it. Many of us are.
Yeah.
We have to jam his brand. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. I need to plant a stink lamb in the in the White House. My stink lamb is like beyond stink now, and
really?
and we have all this family coming for Easter weekend.
I was just,
and they're from Boston, and they don't understand. They don't understand like my dog rolled in rotten meat.
Wait! You're gonna have out of town guests and you're gonna keep the lamb in the kitchen.
Well, the lamb was supposed to go out of the kitchen and into the barn, but it's gotten a cold snap again. It can't go out to the barn because it has no friends. Like it has nobody to snuggle with, and you can't.
What about
lambs? Need that?
Really? Bedding isn't enough.
No, it needs like actual, and especially since it's lived in the house its whole life.
How about the dog?
The dog will not stay out there with it.
Really?
And they hate each other right now because they both have a stink that's unpleasant to the other one. Like the lamb doesn't like the fact that the dog rolled in rotting meat, and the dog, oddly enough, doesn't like the stink of the lamb's putrid diapers.
Wow, that is a metaphor for life right there. You know?
But how do I explain to family from Boston, I'm sorry, come have your Easter dinner in a barn that smells of things that I cannot even describe to you? How do we do that? Plus, all the stoves are broken.
They are going to go back home after this weekend, and they're going to have stories to tell all their city friends.
Well, I feel bad. I feel bad.
Like just imagine how exciting it's going to be for them to go back to wherever they came from and have these incredible stories about how it is in Vermont. You know?
Well, they grew up here, so I'm sure they kind of know, but
now they can brag. They can brag on it.
This is just sad.
I like to brag on it sometimes.
The house is a mess on top of all of it. And we haven't done our taxes. Like, I don't mean we haven't, like we're not finished. I mean we haven't started.
What about, did you get an extension?
No.
Well, what the heck? What's the date?
What's
the date?
Today's like Today's the day before they're due, but
to-
they're not really due tomorrow because tomorrow's the weekend. They don't make you have the taxes due. We looked it up online. They're not they're not really due until like Monday or Tuesday or something.
Okay.
But
Good.
still, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do this weekend?
You are Wonder Woman. You can do anything you set your mind to.
It's just bad.
You like it. You thrive under this kind of like chaos.
And I have a portrait session, a huge family portrait that I have to take somewhere else. And we have to go to a birthday party up north. All of this has to happen this weekend, like simultaneously.
My God. How are you going to cope?
I don't know, Kristina.
I don't know. You know what
Ben and Jerry will be at the birthday party. I don't mean like the ice cream. I mean like the people. That'll be cool.
Oh, Ben.
Ben and Jerry.
Jerry.
Yeah. The actual human.
The human Ben.
The human Ben.
And the human Jerry.
Human Jerry.
That's great. Where are they going to be?
Oh, God. I don't remember. Maple Corners? Is that right?
You're going to a birthday party at Maple Corners. Oh, you just told me about that.
Yeah.
Right. What's her name?
Alice. Alice Flatch is going to be 90 years old.
Alice's 90th birthday party.
And she's very closely connected with Ben and Jerry, so.
She lives in Maple Corners?
No, I think she lives in Calais.
Yeah.
But that's the same thing, kind of.
Kind of. Well, Kent Corners, Maple Corners. Cranberry Bog. Well, that's Woodbury.
I never have seen any cranberries growing in Vermont.
Well, you're just wrong.
Have you seen cranberries growing in Vermont?
No, but nobody would have named it that if there wasn't a cranberry here. They wouldn't have done that.
Well, maybe someone like threw a cranberry into the bog.
Why wouldn't we have cranberries here? We can grow cranberries here. It's not just Maine.
No, they don't grow in Maine.
Yes,
Cranberries
they do.
grow in like Massachusetts.
No, you can grow them anywhere.
It's Maine is blueberries, Kristina.
There's some cranberries.
It's too cold there.
I had the best cereal this morning. It had like dried blueberries and dried cranberries.
I don't like fruit and not in its natural form.
Man, you're just so missing out.
They don't taste the same. You dry them and then they're weird. I tell you, they're wrinkled up little mummies.
You're confusing dried fruit and dehydrated fruit.
No, I'm not. Actually. I want the fruit to just be fruit, just the way it came.
Well,
I don't want it changed. I don't want it all
kind of boring,
shriveled up and shrunken down to a tiny little shriveled, shrunken thing.
Your life is so narrow when you can't open up to the different forms. Like,
why would anyone eat a raisin when a grape is so good?
Hold on.
What?
Would you say, oh, yeah, I like water, but I don't like ice?
I don't like ice, actually.
Okay, how about steam?
What, am I eating it? What? That's not safe.
No, it's a different form, a different, like, hydrology.
You know what? Water doesn't change its taste when it's in a different form.
Yes, it does. Have you ever had an ice cube out of your freezer?
That's not...
Tastes awful.
Yeah, but that's not...
Don't suck on those.
That's because it's sucking up the freezer stink. Yeah.
Well, pond ice would be sucking up frog
No
smells.
One eats pond ice unless they have like something mentally wrong with them.
Your logic just you're not a PhD.
I
you
know.
are not a PhD.
I know this.
The things you're saying.
I'm just saying a grape does not taste like a damn raisin. You cannot pretend that it does, okay? I definitely would make the argument that water tastes more like ice.
You know, the problem...
Clean ice, not stink ice.
The problem is not how you feel about the fruit. The problem is that you feel...
How the fruit feels about me?
No, it's that you feel like it's so important to make this point. And I think there's something deranged about it.
Stop drawing fruit, people. Just leave it alone. Why? Why are we even...
Okay.
Couldn't we spend our time more profitably than drying fruit? Come on. There's like a whole aisle in the supermarket dedicated to like shriveled up pieces of fruit.
I'm just telling you, right now, I feel so nostalgic for things like drying fruit. Like if I could just focus on something simple like drying fruit or squeezing grapes or, life would be so much better than it actually is in the United States right now.
We as humans feel the need to alter things. And I'm pushing back against this.
You just want everything to stay the same.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry. Fruit falls off a tree. It changes. It rots.
Yeah, and then I don't eat it. That's the deal.
Well, if it didn't rot, the seed would not go back into the soil and start a new tree, and you would not have fruit at all.
The seed would probably go back into the soil because a little bird or something would eat it, and then it would crap it out someplace else. Then there you go.
No,
it's all good.
No. You missed my point, but that's okay, because I think we're going to have to change the topic because we're just running against a wall here.
Yeah.
A big wall.
Let's agree to disagree
about
let's dried fruit.
Let's set an example for people of how you can have a really radically different points of view.
I know. Look at us.
Yeah,
we're at Swords Point here.
And we love each other.
That's right. And it's okay. It's okay that Kristina likes dried fruit and even puts the little horrible things on her cereal and eats them.
And I support transformation. I think ice and steam and water are all cool, whereas you don't.
I didn't say I didn't think they were cool.
No, don't backtrack.
I didn't say anything of the sort.
You're gaslighting. You are just using some bad techniques of bad behavior, which is something I wanted to actually talk about. Behavior.
My bad behavior. We're going to discuss it actually.
No, I was not going to use you as an example, although now I could.
You could, probably.
I could, but I won't.
Okay,
we could just jump right into personal growth.
Your horoscope said that you're not supposed to grow today.
I knew I never should have read the horoscope to you, because now you've turned it on its head. It was actually a very positive horoscope. It says you're growing too quickly, but that's fine, as long as you don't make people around you feel...
very contradictory sentence.
Listen, you want to hear the end of the sentence?
I guess.
If you could listen to me so that I could get to the end of the sentence, then you would see the true meaning of the point.
All right.
Which is, you're growing too quickly, but that's fine, as long as you don't make people around you feel they're moving too slowly. Get it?
That's deep.
And this is also part of my horoscope. And because it's like the best horoscope I've had all year, I'm just going to keep going. It says, you know too much, but that won't be a problem as long as you don't act snooty.
You snooty dried fruit.
I know, I think I'm above it all with my prunes and raisins and dried cranberries. Way up here on my pedestal. Look up to me, oh surf. Bow down before me.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Well, I guess we won't talk about that personal growth topic until later. I'm just not ready. That was kind of a warm up for it, but
you have to process that a little bit.
Yeah, it's too serious. Here's one that's not as serious, okay, but it is a springtime issue. I want to know that whether you think that people should take their sunglasses off when you're talking to them.
Yes, absolutely. I hate people who have their sunglasses
on
all the
time.
time.
What do you do if they don't? What do you do?
Knock them off their head.
You don't do that.
I know.
You're just talking big. You're talking big.
I don't know. I don't know what you do.
I need to know, because I can't go through another summer looking at myself in other people's mirror sunglasses. I just can't take it.
Could you take them off under the pretense of like wanting to examine them? Could you be like, "Oh, hey, what kind of sunglasses
are these?
Are
these Ray-Bans?
Could you take them
off?
Could I
take a look?
You should just take them off and put them on yourself.
Yes, that's it.
And then walk away.
Do people mind if you is it a personal invasion if you actually put somebody else's sunglasses on and they touch your own nose with your...
I don't know. Noses are greasy.
Yeah. That might be... Well, you know what you could do? You could wear them, then when they want them back, you could take out a little tissue and you could wipe off the nose pieces.
Well, you're putting on it first before you're getting their nose grease on you.
Yeah, but you don't care about their nose grease.
I do. I don't want anyone's nose grease on me.
Well, then this strategy is not going to work.
I know.
So let's go.
Well, I don't generally talk to people outside.
So if you saw them, you'd hide behind the cereal.
I have been known to hide.
I do that too. But then if I'm caught trying to do it, I act like I'm not doing it, right?
You could do this thing where you're pretending to you get all funny acting and you start trying to look up and under and around to find their eyes.
Yeah.
They might, you know what I mean? You could kind of give them hints like I'm trying to find your eyes under there. I don't know what to do. The train's coming and
Train's
it's
coming.
early. I mean, I guess you could just say, sorry, I have a weird thing about sunglasses. Can you just drop those down for a second?
Yeah, you could say something
No,
like...
I couldn't say it.
You could say, are your eyes in there? Because it's really hard to see people's eyes. It's like a big bug. It's like looking at a big bug. And they're looking at you. Wait a minute, we just have to stop and listen to the train. Just hold on. Oh my God. Wow. I mean, really, if you have in your life, if you feel like your heart has turned to stone, just sit by the railroad tracks and wait for the train to come, because you'll just, when you hear the whistle, the lonesome whistle blow, you're going to feel this sense of anticipation, and you're just going to feel, this whole feeling is going to come into you against your will.
I think Donald Trump is writing some bill to get rid of passenger trains.
Great. Bring it on.
Sorry to
bring it on.
tell you that.
Yeah, he had some other thing he was doing that was so cool. Oh, I know. I heard that Ivanka Trump. I heard that Ivanka Trump was going to head up an anti-nepotism task force.
It's like anything. It's all just fair game, right?
Yeah, sure. If you're
this bomb that just got dropped, could have completely paid for health care for like the entire Earth, forever, basically.
The MOAB.
And guess what it did? Like pretty much nothing. I think. Not that I wanted it to do anything, because that would be uncool too. But for those of us who are so worried about
it's kind of
splashing money here and there.
It's a distraction. It's a distraction from...
I'll sprinkle a little bomb there. I'll sprinkle a little bomb there.
It's a distraction from the fact that we have been bombing 7 countries for many years now. I don't know. There's so many things one could say about this that I think it's hard to know where to begin.
Yeah, I think we best not begin today.
Yeah, I would rather just see us develop our peace movement to a height never before seen, where we all just decide that war is stupid. I mean, it's really as simple as that, isn't it? War is stupid. And everybody, all the people that are against it should just stand up, because there's more of us than there are of the people who are making money off war, and those are the only ones who want it. It's two kinds of...
There are more of us.
I always
but we're
say...
not as rich.
I always say there's 2 kinds of people, right?
Those who like raisins and those who do not.
Yes, and the people who are making money off the military-industrial complex and the people who are not. And that's it. There's always 2 kinds of people, and it makes life simple. So war is bad. Let's just stop it.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to be a PhD.
Or like raisins.
No.
Okay.
So it's time for a track of music.
What are we playing today? Did you get a playlist finally? You were having
trouble
I
did,
before.
And the reason I picked this playlist, because I had to go with one of my old playlists, was because it's got Mud Season Minuet on it.
Oh, is that Julie's?
Yeah. So that's number 2, but the first one happens to be one of my songs. So just speaking of nepotism or whatever you would call it, like self-aggrandizement.
Self-promoting when you are a small-scale business owner / artist is absolutely good.
Yeah, right.
Why else would we have a radio show?
Right. Is that why we have a radio show?
No, I don't know why we have a radio show.
Self-promotion.
Not really.
There's probably a few of our detractors
little.
might think that. But I think we're hopefully trying to be companionable and entertain a few people and just have a good time for an hour.
That's true.
Yeah, so anyway, this is one of my tracks, Horse Thief. All right.
I like this song. You swear in this song, by the way.
I do? You mean I can't play it?
No, play it. Nobody cares. Okay, I'm just saying, this is the song that when I play it at home, Ira comes tattling and says, "Mom, Kristina said a swear word." like I'm gonna go get.
It must be one of the not bad ones.
It's not a bad one.
Not one of the bad ones.
He's 9.
Because you said damn today already.
I said hell, I said damn, and I said crap.
Okay, here we go.
I saw the light but it was no use. No one cared to save me. I was on the loose. I was just a horse thief, running from the noose. I saw the stars were not aligned. Anyway, I fell in love and put it from my mind. I was just a horse thief. I took what I could find. I gave her my answer. She believed it true. We drank from that river. I believed it too. I was just a horse thief. Drinking's what I knew. The Nechico River, she emptied my desire, then said it was over, left me by the fire. I was just a horse thief, but she called me liar. She called me liar. So I made it look easy, followed her inside. She was used to power, I had things to hide. I was just a horse thief, only stole what I could ride. Only stole what I could ride. She fell then to sleeping. I loaded my gun to protect my future from what love had done. I was just a horse thief. I didn't need the sun. Wolverine, golden dream, who will clean the slate? Touch me when I'm fearful, hold me when I hate. I was just a horse thief, by some cruel twist of fate. Some cruel twist of fate.
To make a what? A portable what?
So I was just telling Kristina people while we were off air, I was really frustrated because this week, as if I didn't have enough to do, I went around to, many, many different building supply places trying to find some pipes for, I'm about to start another children's dance class, and
PVC?
Can't use PVC. It's not strong enough. I needed to make a portable ballet bar. I need to make a couple of them, actually, because I don't have a studio any longer. My classes travel around to different schools or halls or wherever, and I need all of my equipment to be portable. If it was, in a studio, I could affix a ballet bar to the wall. No big deal. But this had to be something where I create legs, and I looked online. You can order these for anywhere from $600 to $900, which is absolutely not an option. I don't even own that much money. And so I figured, all right, I went to Pinterest and I saw these people were making them. They're like, just go to Home Depot and get these pipes and these elbows, and there you go. So I was like, great. I went to Home Depot. I found the pipes. I created the entire ballet bar on the floor in Home Depot just to make sure all the pieces were there and it was working. And then the lady came along, the little orange aproned Home Depot lady, and said, "Oh, those are lead pipes."
Lead?
And I said, "I'm not using those with children." She's like, "Good idea. Don't use those with children." So then we went back to the drawing board and we looked at PVC. Like, they're thin and they'll snap if
You'd
a kid
fill
is
them
hammering
with
on them.
sand. Oh.
But PVC also has poisonous. PVC
Right.
has phthalates in it, and you don't want to be touching,
Well,
especially fresh.
what can you use?
Exactly. So then I was like, fine. I went and got some nice wood dowels, like railings, and I was like, all right, I'm going to build the base out of, we'll see if we can find some aluminum or something else. They didn't have that at Home Depot. We went to Central Supply, which is a plumbing store. They should have every kind of pipe ever.
Right.
They don't have anything like that. Every single kind of pipe had lead or was toxic.
Nice.
Okay, so then we went to LaValle's. Totally same deal. I'm trying to figure out now how we're all getting our water and our everything if there are no pipes out there anywhere.
I'm scratching my head.
There was copper. But that
good.
was going to cost me like more than the ordering it
Right.
online to make it out of copper. and copper's not super great to touch all the time either. So just what the heck? What's going on?
Yeah.
We're all poisoned.
I know we are. We are.
If I can't find a pipe that I even want children to touch,
I know.
that's just scary.
Well, I wonder if you could coat it with coat whatever you use. You could coat with something that's like acrylic is not particularly toxic, is it?
It's a plastic. I mean, it's a sort of a...
But
Yeah, I know. I thought about, all right, well, maybe I can get some of this galvanized stuff and make the base out of that and coat it and use the wood. But see, all these different types of things have to be able to thread into the other type of thing, and the wood, it's not compatible. You can't. Anyway, if anybody has an idea on how to make a portable ballet bar that you can move around and is not toxic to small children or anyone, that would be great.
I think that you could find some paint of some, like there are natural paint companies, and you could coat, or you could put a hardening oil. There are hardening oils, except they take about 2 months to really harden.
I know. I need to make this in a week, too.
Yeah, so I don't know what to say. I was thinking about that in my house because I did this big renovation project back in, the early 2000s, and I was so busy with my kids that I didn't pick apart every single decision that was made by the plumbers and so on, and I think they were fairly socially conscious, or not socially conscious, environmentally conscious about what they installed, but I do have a lot of copper piping in my house, but I think there's some PVC in there. And what I do is I just run my water a lot. Like I know it's a little bit wasteful, but I try to let if I'm going to drink water, I let it run for a while so that theoretically that water's coming up from the well, and it's not something that's been sitting in my pipes and,
all chemical leached into it.
Yeah, because solder also has lead in it. So even things that are put together with solder.
It's just so weird to me, though. Then they're like, "Oh, this galvanized is not healthy," and I'm like, "Wow,
what's healthy?
All of our sap buckets are made of this.
Yeah.
What is there anything in the world? This is ridiculous.
Well,
we
here's
live in such an evolved time, and yet we don't have anything anywhere that isn't poisoning us. Come on."
Yeah. I don't know. I think if things are cold, like if cold sap in a bucket, I don't think is going to interact with galvanized in the same way that something hot would. Heat often will create that kind of exchange.
Don't drink out of those. Don't let your plastic water bottles sit in your car in the sun and then drink out of them, because those will give you breast cancer.
There. So we've said it. And here, did you know that they're finally testing California wine for glyphosate, which is the active
California
ingredient?
wine, 100% of California wine has been tested and found to have pesticides in it.
Has the herbicide Roundup.
Yep.
So here, I'm not here.
Oh, no,
look, wait a minute.
We just slanted our whole show toward misery.
No, that's what I'm saying is I'm not here to just say bad stuff.
Okay, say something good quick.
I am here to say there's lots of things you can do to just be more aware and change your habits. So in the case of wine, what you want to do is you want to join an organic wine club because, and my friend Debbie That's where I first heard about it. They would get like bottle of wine, couple bottles of wine every month, organic, and that's what you do. So there's one, I looked up one this morning. It was called dryfarmwines.com. It's an example of a club that you can join.
You also usually don't get headaches or hangovers from organic wine, because really I think your hangovers are caused not so much from the alcohol, but from the sulfites in your... Sulfites?
Well,
Sulfates.
Sulfites are actually naturally occurring even in organic
but
wine.
they add them.
Yeah, they add them
and then
in many cases.
It gives a lot of people headaches. People are sensitive to them.
Yeah, there's a lot of junk in wine, but you can
I don't even drink, so I don't care. Sorry, I didn't mean it that way.
I'm not drinking currently, but I do care. I care
Currently,
a lot.
are you going to go back? Are you planning on?
I don't know. I might. I mean,
back?
I think it's very civilized and very pleasant to have some wine with dinner. I don't think there's
so
anything wrong with it. I
itchy.
had to detox. I had to have a major deep cleaning detox from all the crap in alcohol. And it really, I don't think it's primarily the alcohol that's bad. I think it's the crap that they put in the products. So anyway, feeling pretty good now. Feeling good.
I ran for an hour on a treadmill last night. I feel good.
Oh, don't start doing that.
I got a Fitbit. Okay.
You got a what?
A Fitbit. It tracks...
Oh, that's so dumb.
No, it's awesome.
Oh, God.
It tracks how many steps you've taken in a day.
Why do you want to know?
It tracks your heart rate all the time.
You don't need to know any of that.
It tracks how many miles you've gone. I do.
That
It
is
tracks...
so bad.
What's that? I guess that's calories. How many flights of stairs you've gone up.
I am totally opposed to this.
And it tells you what time it is.
Just like you're opposed to raisins, I am opposed to those devices worn on you where you have to quantify your movements.
But it's helpful already. I feel like guilty when I sit still because it's not clocking in any steps.
I have to sit still at my job.
And here's the other crummy thing. It's like a social media thing too. I didn't realize this, but like once you sign into it on the computer, other people are signed up in it, and then you can see
so it's
it immediately puts everybody in a list, like who's on top and who's I'm at the bottom. But I just started.
That's awful.
It's kind of good though, because it makes me want to kick people's butt and go for a walk.
Maybe certain people are motivated by stuff like that. That stuff just depresses me. I just want to look outside and think, wow, it's so beautiful. I just want to go out there and screw around, and then I go out.
But wouldn't you and it gives you little badges and it vibrates happily whenever you've done something good. It's like a little friend.
No,
it's like,
it's a bad friend.
It vibrates. It's like, woo, 10,000 steps, woo. And then it gives you little badges with little feet on them.
It's evil incarnate. I stopped doing that. The Happy Soup Club was the last time that I sent away for stickers and badges.
Happy Soup Club? That sounds awful.
It was great.
Soup is generally awful. Sorry.
I think we just need to disagree.
I didn't mean to say that because I actually like soup. I actually like soup. I don't like it when they put rice in soup because it gets over bloated. You know what I mean? Like rice is supposed to be a certain texture. You know what? Here's my issue. I have a texture issue. That's why I don't like dried fruit. That's why I don't like over bloated rice. I don't like it when noodles get too well done.
You put Ritz in your soup, right?
No. What are you talking about? That was Cheez-Its on top of macaroni and cheese.
That's really different.
That was crunchy. It wasn't changing its consistency. It wasn't changing its texture. It was still crunchy. It started crunchy. It ended crunchy.
Some people like the mush.
I like mush.
It's like melting your ice cream and having it all mushy. Some people like that.
That's upsetting.
There's nothing wrong with that.
That's upsetting to me.
People can have different feelings about it.
It's such a bummer about the ice cream thing too, because you have hot apple pie and you want to put the ice cream on it, and then your ice cream's all runny, and you're like, "Why did I put ice cream on this? I could have just poured milk on my apple pie and been done with it." We are just like lunatics.
There's probably people that agree with you, and you should just spend time with them.
Or if you don't want it to be melted, you have to eat it all in the first 2 seconds before your ice cream melts, and I can't do that. I'm a slow eater.
Everybody seems normal. Everybody seems normal until you get to know them. Yeah.
Did I ever seem normal to you?
I thought maybe you were kind of normal. I thought your photography was really special, but I thought you could have been a normal person for all I knew.
Oh, wow.
But I was wrong.
You were very wrong.
Yeah, and remember, you're unique just like everyone else.
That's right.
So that's what I say. But I did want to talk about something that I'm just a little cautionary, something not to do.
What?
Since we're kind of on that topic.
Okay.
Well, imagine this. Okay, I'm going to set the scene. Okay, you're driving, you're turning off the paved road, you're going onto the muddy road, and there's all these ruts, and you're starting to go uphill, and suddenly, you get gripped by this urge to floss your teeth. Okay? Mm-hmm. So what do? What are you going to do?
Well, I have the floss right in my little side pocket. So.
Yeah, you're going to floss while driving, and how do you do that?
Well, it doesn't work during mud season. You can't floss during mud season.
I did it.
Because you got to have a knee on the wheel, and the knee on the wheel is not really functional for ruts.
Well,
if you did it, that's amazing.
I did it, but I am coming back to tell people that you probably shouldn't try it.
There's kind of a way I've been able to figure out. If you wrap it just right around 2 fingers on the same hand, you can kind of do it. You know what? People use those sticks, too, which you only need one hand to floss with.
Selfie sticks?
No. You know the flossing stick things.
I know what you mean. It's kind of like a selfie stick.
I'm anti-flossy stick.
You are?
I've never even tried one. They just they don't look cool to me.
My son brought those in the house, and I looked at them. I'd never seen them before, and I thought, this is a waste of plastic.
You see them all over the road. Why are they everywhere?
Because you have to throw them away after you use it. It's just a waste of a piece of plastic. Right?
They're weird. And I always think they kind of look like those special toothpicks that you stick in sandwiches.
Or a dowsing rod.
They don't look like a dowsing rod.
Yes, they do.
A dowsing rod is 2.
No, it's a forked stick.
Right. But these aren't forked sticks. These look like snake catching.
Maybe you could douse with them.
These look like snake catching sticks, little miniature baby snake catching sticks.
Right. Yes.
But you can't douse with a flossy stick.
Well,
I just don't understand why those came to be, I guess, except for maybe you can use them in the car.
Well, it's very confusing. I have another confusing...
What if they stop making floss and they only make flossy sticks? What will happen to us?
We'll have to protest. There'll be a mass uprising. Here's a riddle. Okay, what is purple and about 4 feet tall, and it looks sort of like the Cookie Monster, and it's sitting on the porch of somebody's house on Route 110. You know what I'm saying?
No. I'm sorry.
You didn't notice it? I thought you would know what it was. I don't know. I just passed this thing out of the corner of my eye.
Is it some inflatable creature?
No, it looks
like a lawn ornament, like a Christmas inflatable.
Well, at first it looked like somebody who would have
is it a dinosaur?
Been harvesting wool. It kind of looks like
Barney,
wool, but it's
dinosaur,
bright purple.
That dinosaur that was like there was a television
Barney?
show. Yeah, is it that?
Oh, Barney's kind of like the Cookie Monster, aren't they? Sort of.
He's he's a dinosaur, I think. Yeah,
what,
he's a
Barney?
Barney the purple dinosaur.
Really?
Yeah,
I never picked that up. I just thought he was sort of not a thing. It was just a kind of a made-up creature. I didn't think he was a dinosaur.
Well, the show is called Barney the Purple Dinosaur.
Then?
So I think.
What is the Cookie Monster? What kind of animal?
That's a monster.
That's not an animal.
Right in his name, monster.
You see? So I think Barney's not really a thing.
All
either.
the Jim Henson things are monsters.
All of them? Bert is a monster? Bert is not an... Bert? Is that his name? Bert?
Bert and Ernie.
I get those two mixed up too. That wasn't my generation, really.
You know, I don't really know what they are.
We had Mr. Rogers.
Obviously, Kermit the Frog is not a monster. He's a frog. And, like, Prairie Dawn is just, like, this high, trippy, hippie chick. But Animal is a monster. And Rolf is a dog. Gonzo is that thing...
I really didn't want you to go through every character on Sesame Street.
I'm sorry. I'm just trying to figure out what they are exactly.
It's late. It's getting late.
Those aren't all characters on Sesame Street.
It's getting really late. We can't talk about Sesame Street anymore.
All right. Okay.
Thanks for sharing that.
It's defunded anyway.
Okay, it's time for another track of music. See, we're running late. We keep doing this. We keep speaking of running. You know, you're running on your treadmill. We're running on at our mouths. How do you do that? Like two people running on at their mouths?
I don't know. Just play your music and be quiet. What are you playing? Oh, you're playing Julie's song this time.
Yes, Mud Season Minuet. This is fantastic. Okay. Well, I got to make sure it's... I think it's queued up to the beginning. If it's not, I'm going to stop it because you don't want to miss this. It wasn't really.
It wasn't.
Okay, stop. This is a frickin' iPad. I hate this thing. Okay, I'm going to do what you told me to do, which is hit that, right?
Maybe turn the thing up first. with your that left hand thing.
Wait a minute. Okay. Do that, right?
No. Slide the slider up first.
Oh, man. I did. That's actually what I did.
You didn't. I see it. It's down.
I pulled it down.
Oh, okay.
And then, but I had it up so we could catch the beginning of the song. You don't believe me. You think I'm lying to you, but I would not lie to you. Okay. All right, I'm just going to do it. If it doesn't come out right, then come listen to the podcast.
Light upon the water dancing as the river flows by. The clouds in the sky casting shadows as they float along. Breeze is blowing, air is flowing through the branches of trees as they're swaying to and fro. The sky is blue, the earth is brown, the air is warm, the snow melts down. The songbirds are greeting the morn. Winter held us in her stillness and the quiet deep inside, hoping patience will abide. Contemplation, our internal song, kicking up their heels, running through the fields, the horses neigh with the joy of a springtime day. The sky is gray, the rain comes down, the ground is soft, mud all around. The moose leaves deep tracks in the sand. Trout lilies and trillium and marsh marigolds, the mystery it holds, the secrets of the forest floor. Wild leeks, fiddleheads, oysters and morels, and you can see right through the woods. The sky is white, a sudden squall, a foot of snow surprised us all. In a week it will melt into mud. There'll be pussy willows, cherry blossoms, and the apple trees bloom. Crocus, daffodils, tulip flowers will too. Ewes are lambing, chicks are hatching, and a robin eats a worm as she's tugging it from the ground. The sky is blue, the earth is brown, the air is warm, the snow melts down. The songbirds are greeting the morn. When the sugar house is fire up with sparks and with steam, the sweetness of spring calls us out into the open air. With the thaw the mountain waters running through the rivers and streams, with the promises of green.
Still the peepers.
Yeah, we're gonna do a slow fade out on the peepers.
I haven't heard any yet, so this feels nice to hear them.
It does. It just is this wonderful, wonderful experience that we get to have.
Other people have been bragging about their peeper hearage.
Yeah, but their peepers will go away before ours go away. So you
their
start
peepers
later,
will go
but
away before ours come. My pond is still totally iced over.
Peepers last longer than you think. They sometimes go for a month. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
They are not really in the ponds like you think. They are in little bushes. They're clinging up high.
Well, there's different kinds of sounds, right?
Yeah, but that sound that we just heard,
yeah,
like those peepers,
your basic peeper,
are in bushes. They're like little bush frogs. Mm-hmm. They're not like hunkering down in the puddles like we think they are.
Okay, burst my bubble.
Sorry. I mean, just in case you were wondering where they are.
Well, I like to go out and look at the frog eggs in my vernal pool. That's what I do for sport. I don't run on a treadmill. I just wander outside and I just look at bubbles in the pond, and it fills me with good feeling. And actually, I burn about 2,000 calories just looking at frogs' eggs.
Wow.
Yeah. I've just figured it out.
They should make a Fitbit for that.
They should. I'm going to
calculate how many frog eggs you've seen versus the calories that you burned while looking at the frog eggs.
That's right. And that Fitbit on your wrist is made out of PVC.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
I looked it up because it's also creepy when you take it off. There's little lasers that like shoot at you.
Yeah,
it uses some sort of light to go against your skin to figure out what your heart's doing, and that kind of creeped me out. But I looked it up, and they're probably lying to me, but it says it's safe.
Well, here's an even bigger problem. Okay, what do you do when you go to the hairdresser? Okay, and I do this like once a year. And how do you break the news to the hairdresser that you do not want to see yourself in the mirror? Like you do not want to sit there for an hour.
I hate when they're washing my hair and I'm like a little drowned poodle looking thing, and my face looks all blotchy because they have really good light in there.
Yeah. No, they don't have really good light. They have really bad light.
No, it's the light that makes you look blotchy is what I'm saying.
Why don't they have good lighting that makes you look good? Why don't they have
soft pink lighting so that you look pretty and young?
Well, back to the original question is, how do you tell them to turn the chair so that you don't just sit and stare at yourself?
It is really awkward.
Yeah, because I've never figured it out. I just feel like, well, it's just going to be the weirdest thing they've ever heard.
And then they comb your hair in the most unattractive way, all wet and slicked down like over.
But it's like being a dental hygienist is you're used to mouths, you're used to people looking like, wet rats. You're used to it. You don't think about it. You don't think ugly, pretty. You don't go there. You just say, this is a human being. This is wet hair. This is a mouth. This is teeth.
Some people do just say these things, though. When, speaking before of my dance studio, I used to have mirrors along the wall. And for my exercise classes, the ladies would come in and request that we don't dance facing the mirrors because it made everyone uncomfortable. So we just turned around and danced the other way.
Oh, that's smart. It was good to think that way.
I think it's okay to say these things to people, probably. I mean, it's your face if you don't want to look at it.
Yeah, I just wish sometimes you could say stuff to people without having to actually say it. It's just like when I was driving down here today and I got behind this guy, Paul, who was driving really slowly because he's got
How do you know it was Paul?
Because I've met him years ago. He's one of my neighbors, and he's got a little sedan, so he was going super slow on my road. I have a Subaru, so I can go bombing down the road and hit all the potholes. It doesn't really matter, but if Paul did that, it would knock his muffler off.
My Subaru muffler's going off probably today.
Well, okay. I mean, it does happen, but Paul's would have been a sure hit. Yeah. So he was going slow, so I was like, oh, come on, Paul, come on, Paul, come on, Paul. And then I finally got past Paul because he turned at the post office, and then I got behind a dump truck. Right? So I was wishing, the reason I'm saying this is I was wishing I had one of those signs we were talking about on the top of the car that has a neon display that would say radio show in flashing lights. Like, I have to get to the radio show. I am a DJ. I have to get down there. Right?
So you want like an emergency light on the top of your car because you have to get to the radio station.
Yes, and you want to be nice about it. It's not like you're not like trying to bite somebody. You're just trying to get them, you want to wave and you want to be nice and you want to give them a good feeling, but you also want them to get the heck out of the way, right?
Yeah. They only go in front of you when you're late anyhow, but you weren't late, so it was okay. You were early.
I know. It was funny because I got here just in perfect time and after all that consternation. But I also use it as a time to practice not being upset or anxious. When I start to feel that coming up, I just kind of settle down and take a deep breath. And just when I really get the whole thing managed, like when I get my my blood pressure down, that's when they turn. Like the universe rewards us for good behavior, basically.
Oh, see, they never turn away from me.
Well, you need to work harder.
They oddly enough go pretty much exactly where I'm going.
Yeah, but the thing is, if you really practice this and you really get yourself calm, then it doesn't matter that they don't turn because you're calm.
But late, I can never be calm if I'm late. It's never happened to me yet.
It's super hard. I've got a few years on you. I've had 20 more years of working on it. I wasn't this bad before because before I married John, I wasn't late ever because it's super, super anxiety causing for me to be late.
But John is always late to everything. It's just a given. And I've had to sort of adapt to be late to things.
Right.
And it still causes me anxiety.
Well, it's hard when it's sort of a partnership issue.
I just have to deal with it because I can physically not get him to move out of the house faster than he already is. Like
he's got his own pace.
He's only got one speed, and it is not.
Yeah, he moves through life at his own pace, which is a beautiful thing to behold. You know, because he's so in a zen place with
he's
his
very
with
zen.
his,
it's good, and it doesn't bother him to be late, which is just I can't even fathom not being bothered by being late. But to me it feels personal. Being late feels personal. It feels rude to the person that you're supposed to be meeting or to the event that you're supposed to be showing up at. It feels rude to me, and John doesn't think of it that way. He just thinks of it as life, and I'll get there when I get there, and it's nobody cares. And I am just terrified that people really care. Which they probably don't. He's probably right there, but I just don't want to be late. I don't want to be.
Yeah, I think the world has two kinds of people.
Bombs and no bombs. Raisins, no raisins. Late, not late.
Yeah.
John likes raisins. He doesn't like bombs, though, at all. So I guess we'll keep him.
That's good. Well, I always say that if you think nobody cares if you're alive, try missing a couple of car payments. So
you make payments on that thing?
Not anymore.
Okay.
No, I used to.
I've never had a car that I made payments on because they were all basically junkers that I got for all the money in my bank account. Here you go. Now I have this.
That's
junk
what's
car.
so frustrating is having to buy a junker and still having to make payments on it.
God, yes.
That's like the worst combo.
Any friends who have done that, though, the car dies before the payments are up. So then what do you do?
Oh, the car dies?
Yeah, the car's done. It's dead. It's gone.
Yeah,
I've still paying for it.
I've never been in that situation, and I just thank the Lord that that's one thing I haven't had to go through. So,
it seems so unfair. It's time to go, isn't it?
It's time to go. I've had such a good time here on 11th Hour Radio with you, Emily Howe. I am Kristina Stykos.
I was just going to say you were Kristina Stykos. How weird is that?
God, we are like so together, even though we have differences of opinion. So,
are we going to go get cocoa? It's a cocoa kind of day.
Yeah, I'd be into it.
Let's do that.
Yeah. All right. And so you people out there, you get some cocoa too. Make your day a good day.
Yeah.
Because we
will be back next Friday at the same time, same place. Although we might not be back
I'm not going to be back because I have to go visit my mom for 2 weeks. I'm going to be gone for 2 weeks.
Let's have next Friday be our no. We're not having a show next Friday.
Well, perhaps there might be a substitute for us.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
but you're going to be gone the one after that too, and I've got to figure out.
Yeah, I got to go see Mom. I will put it off too long.
I will too because I have a dance thing. But we'll figure it out, people.
Yeah,
we won't leave you high and dry. There'll be something cool happening.
Yeah, we'll definitely be on Facebook, even if we're not doing the show for a couple weeks.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Have a wonderful weekend, holiday, whatever you do.
Uh-oh.
Enjoy it. And Kristina can't actually get us off because
I touched my iPad the wrong way and the song went away. I swear, I think we're just going to say goodbye. We're not going to have a song.
Yeah,
okay.
No song.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.